So Mission 10K is a mission to build 10,000 townhomes, brand new townhomes for rental in certain unique markets in the United States, right? And these are fast growing tertiary markets in the US that you don't hear much about. So that's the mission. And it's a very, very large mission because today, with construction costs going up, 10,000 townhomes is a massive mission. But I think it's still a drop in the bucket. The United States needs 4.7 million homes. 10,000 is still only, I don't know, 0.2%. So my hope is that Mission 10K is a precursor. I want somebody in Goldman Sachs, I want somebody in a large company like BlackRock to say, there was this guy named Neal Bawa, and he built 10,000 townhomes, and these are all the benefits that came out of it. Let's go raise $100 billion and make 1 million townhomes. So my goal is to be that spark that leads to us filling this shortage. I know the apartment owners are doing a great job, and I've built thousands of units of apartments, and I love the fact that I added stock to the country's housing. But what I noticed is, Paul, my apartment tenants don't want to live in my apartments. They live there because they have no choice, right? People want to live in homes. They want to own their own homes. Now, I can't change the fact that home ownership in America has been destroyed by what happened in the last 3 years. So I can offer the next best option. And I realized that the next best option from owning a home was renting a new townhome. People don't also want to live in some 75, 80-year-old home that has, that doesn't look nice. So what I found was that if people live in townhomes that are brand new, they think of it as their home. That grief that they have of missing out on the American dream goes away, and they start thinking of it as home ownership. They have a little backyard, a front yard. They can now have pets. They have no one living above and below them. And that concept of living in new rental townhomes is very close to the American dream. So I think of it as a replacement American dream. The challenge is that in most parts of the United States, the cost to build these rental townhomes is so high that these very same 18 million American families cannot afford those rents. So what I had to do, and that's where the data comes in, right? I'm a data scientist. So I profiled all the 323 metros in the United States, and I said, what are the things that could lead to simultaneously high growth and high income, so people had the incomes to pay the rent, and then low construction costs and other things connected to that. And so as I went through hundreds of different factors, I found that 5 factors affected affordability the most. Remember, we're not talking about affordable housing. Affordable housing is a very tiny unit in an old apartment building. We're talking about living the American dream, living in a 3-bedroom house that's brand new and has, smart appliances and smart thermostats, but having the rental capability to pay for it without being extremely rent burdened, right? And it came down to the fact that there were basically 5 things that were driving that. Number 1, cheap land. Number 2 is low property taxes, because property taxes affect our ability as developers to make these properties profitably. Number 3 is low insurance. Number 4 is cities that are very friendly to new development and don't consider townhomes to be inferior to single-family homes. And number 5 is a combination of different factors that I'll just call construction cost. Permitting costs go in there as well. These 5, I profiled all 323 metros in the United States and assigned rankings to them. Once I assigned rankings, I then found metros that had the magical mix of high enough incomes to afford townhomes, not some affordable housing units, but low enough construction cost so that people could live amazing lives and pay maybe 20 or 25% of their income in rent and live in a brand new townhome, which became their American dream. And roughly at this point, I found 7 metros in the United States that has that eclectic mix of parameters.
Yeah.